Other suggestions too, like start a radio program, advertise filters, water filters, and as a way to fund yourself. But
exactly, that way you're helping people and funding yourself. It's symbiotic.
But it is. But what really struck me was, bingo, I can do that. I have the time flexibility to do that. And I studied. I was a total political virgin. I will have to say I have never lifted a finger in activism before, although I have given money to all my favorite broadcasters, including you.
But there you go, the 600 into the valley.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Yes, I studied it a little, and I came to realize that they had the citizen communication at noon when most people can't come. This is for communications.
Yeah, it used to be at night, but now they've made it so hard. Got to sign up a week before.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, now next will be 1 year.
It's 2 weeks.
20 years, Bob. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
They don't want to hear from you.
I had been under the impression it was evenings too.
I guess they keep changing it.
Well, this is for items that are not on the on the agenda.
So what you do is scan the agenda. Anything on water related, you can come in.
You're right, and
anything that's related to the environment.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. We have just started talking before the Environmental Board in a similar way. That suggestion came to me from Neil and also from Paul Robbins, who was a very well-known activist in Austin. In fact, the editor of the Austin Environmental Directory. And he had that idea, so now I'm going to be doing it not only on council meetings, but also...
And what we need is more people like you.
We're going to try to get that, and in fact, on this program, people who are interested will hear about it.
And don't let them stop you. I mean, pretty soon they're just going to get rid of it altogether, but then you just go speak on items, and you just go check each week what the agenda is. But go sign up, take your lunch off, take a bag lunch and eat it while you're driving down there, and go let these creatures know that you don't want this poison in the water. I mean, it's not our opinion. A fish can't live in it.
I know that.
Well, no, I know you know, but the new listeners don't know.
Yeah, what we were told yesterday on the tour, as Ray saw, is that all the city has to do is turn the little tap off where the hydrofluoric acid is coming out, or hydrofluorosilicic acid. And so Ray might want to point that out, too. I mean, that was quite amazing that the city said all they have to do is just turn it off and stop it.
Well, there's laws against forced medication, and they say they're doing it for our teeth, and all the studies say it makes them fracture and gives you dental fluorosis. And now the American Dental Association, as you know, 2 years ago began recommending children not brush their teeth with it. I mean, even the Dental Association says it's bad, but we can't get these bastards to take it out of our water.
Well, They also said, the Centers for Disease Control and the American Dental Association, that fluoridated water should not be used to make up infant formula. So mothers haven't been warned. They didn't really make that widely public.
Well, it's your activities and everybody else taking action. We're having victories here. But I'm going to shut up because we got a guest popping in with you on the same subject in the next segment, and we're going to keep you till 40 after. Then Gary Tallis, been vindicated, 9/11 truther, been slandered by Fox News is coming on, but that's a separate issue at the end of the show. Tell us about what happened at this tour. My guys were there, but they had to turn their cameras off for national security. Tell us how you got in, what happened, how important this was.
Well, a month ago I decided that it would be a good idea to request a tour from the city, so they agreed, and then I said that other people would like to join the tour. I thought it would be a great educational opportunity for people to see how the water purification plant works for the city and where they're adding the fluoride, and to hear this straight from them. And so we toured most of the plant, and when we came to this containment building where they have two hydrofluorosilicic acid storage tanks, several thousand gallons in size, that building, I mean, it's a containment building, so if there's a leak, everything is contained in there. But it's obvious, the doors are labeled that this is a highly toxic, corrosive, acidic material, and they've got a shower in there in case you get exposed, and you could see some signs of corrosion to some of the paint and materials where there's probably been some vapor pumper leak, because this is such a corrosive material. In fact, where the tanker truck comes in and unloads the liquid hydrofluorosilicic acid into the pipes to fill the tanks, you could see where there had been leaks, and the concrete was corroded on the ground. It was kind of eaten away where a few drops of this stuff have gotten down. So, and on all the lines that the city has there, the lines containing this chemical are all specially colored and labeled that this has fluoride in it.
Well, I just want to point out that we drilled a well on our family property in East Texas into the Keachai level. That's 600 feet down. It's a little aquifer. And I have family that runs the local water district. They work there. And, you know, they're at the plant. It's actually it's my uncle's wife's brother. But the point is, he said it's the purest, best water, aquifer water. And they make them add all these chemicals under federal law. He thought it was some mandate. But the issue is Austin has great aquifer water. There's no reason to be doing any of this, adding chlorine, any of it. I mean, that's a whole nother subject. I mean, if you've got aquifer water and you're not drinking out of some toxic reservoir that's got sewage in it, like Dallas or something, why on earth would you put anything in the best water there is?
Well, they definitely talked about the different treatment chemicals that they're adding, but our tour was more focused on the fluoride. But they went through the water treatment and purification process, the filtration process. So it was very interesting. I think we learned a great deal, but we could see, you know, from our own eyes that they're doing this fluoridation actively there. They're putting so many gallons in, you know, a day, and they have to keep buying this chemical product. But if people, you know, wanted this stopped by, you know, calling, emailing the mayor and the city council, going down to speak, the city could easily turn it off and probably save $1 million a year.
That's right. That's the other point. I've seen the studies. This is toxic waste these mining companies would have to pay to get rid of. Instead, they make us buy it. What schmucks? Stay there. Let's talk more about taking action against this when we get back. All right, we're going to come back to our guest in the next segment. And I didn't mean to have this guest on today when they were on, but it dovetails together perfectly. Tyler Palmer, for this quick segment. He's the developer and one of the owners of EcoloBlue.com, atmospheric water generators. And I was telling my guest, hey, I've got in the middle of our interview, have somebody on to talk about water filtration. And the doc was saying, well, you know, even filters only cut some of it out. And I said, no, this is atmospheric water generator. It's grabbing it out of the air, then putting it through reverse osmosis, carbon filters, you name it. But it is good to have Tyler Palmer on with us. Tyler, perfect day to have you on. We're talking about forced fluoridation of the water supply with folks here in Austin.
Yeah, Alex, it's a fascinating show, and I'm glad to be here. It's correct that people would need very expensive ultrafiltration, if not reverse osmosis systems of the prices in $10,000 to $20,000 to be able to get fluoride out of the drinking water. Fortunately, we have our atmospheric water generator, which condenses the humidity in the air and filters the water and delivers about as pure water as you can get.
I mean, absolutely. I have children, so I looked into this. And a Big Berkey reduces it, cuts a lot of it out. Reverse osmosis, 90-something%, because fluoride's so little, it stays in the water. It's just perfect for this. But if it's out of the air, there is almost no fluoride in the air. There's some trace amounts because it's sprayed on lawns and blowing around. Explain that to people and tell folks about the EcoloBlue system.
Yeah, that's right. The molecular weight of fluorosilicylic acid is about 144.08 atomic mass units. So it's actually very small. Most ultrafiltration systems cut off at about 1,000 AMUs.
Yeah, the doc is nodding his head. Doc, you're saying that Tyler Palmer's right?
Yes, on the molecular weight, yes.
So it's very hard for regular filters to cut this out?
It's a very small molecule.
Yes. And so it's sneaky. It gets in places. It sticks to things. It's got a very low pH, about 1.2, if not lower. That's, I think, lower than stomach acid. So it's just not a very pleasant thing to have in your water and or to have to deal with. So
yeah, the bottom line way to cut this out is the Ecola Blue system, and I can't think of a better time to be promoting this for listeners. The website is ecolablue.com. We'll put it up on screen, www.ecoloblue.com or 1-800-691-6043, 1-800-691